Honestly, like reading some of these fucking comments, dude. um, damn, I'm disappointed you were black. And the one right underneath this is like, I'm disappointed you weren't black. Oh, sorry to disappoint. Some of them are just fucking weird. Yeah. Okay. Alright, a little bit of a weird topic, I guess. I kind of want to do these like once a week, but I have a feeling that's not gonna happen. But we can try. Um, yeah, as you can probably see from like the name of the video, it's me like just thinking like, are you the real you on drugs? And is that the person that you want to be? I guess I've pretty much been on like some kind of drug my whole life, and I mean like not just not like fucking MDMA or something or like ecstasy, but like legal drugs. And okay, actually, just to clarify, like where I used to live in South Africa, it wasn't drugs, it was medicine. But in England, there's quite a fine line between a drug and medicine, and you get legal drugs and illegal drugs. So I'm just gonna use the way I'm used to, which is just saying drugs. Anyways, I've been on what would be considered like a type of drug my whole life. So the meaning like medicine has kind of lost its value because that's more like ibuprofen and Xanax. When I was a kid, or 13, I guess, when I just became a teenager, I got diagnosed with like ADHD, and I'm even fucking trying to playing around with something on my desk right now. It was kind of like it was so obvious, but it just I was never diagnosed with it until that day. But I knew, I mean, I didn't know. I thought everyone was kind of like me. It was a normal thing to me. But then when I went to the doctor, they diagnosed me, and I kind of knew like by that point I was like, okay, well, it's really fucking hard to focus. I like walked into his office and I was like, whoa, what's that? Nice cardboard. Oh, hey, you have a computer? You have any games? Nice. Like, hi, I'm Adam. Dramatic reconstruction. But yeah, so he kind of knew straight away. So I really thought it was normal. Anyways, I was diagnosed with ADHD and I was given Ritalin, and I don't know how much Ritalin it was, but it must have been quite a lot. Because yeah, so I started taking it at around the start of grade 8, which is 13 turning 14 or 14 turning 15. I don't actually remember. But yeah, I think I'll just say 14. I was about 14 when I started taking it. So this is what got me thinking about this whole drug thing, is because when I took Ritalin that year, I felt like a completely different person, like to the point where I didn't even know who I was. Like I could hear myself speaking and I could hear my thoughts out loud and everything like that, but it definitely didn't feel like me in any way. Like I knew it wasn't who I felt like. I knew it wasn't who. Yeah, so it didn't feel like me. Felt like I was in a bit of a shell. Sometimes you do feel like that though. But for the whole fucking year, and only when I took it. So I knew something was up. Ritalin just wasn't for me. But I took it for the entire year until the next year, April-ish, and I was like, this shit is just, it's working, it's making me think, but it is not me. Like you're not talking to me. I'm only me on the weekend, and like party chicks will say that, and they're like, I'm only me on the weekend. But I actually felt like that. Like I felt like shit, dude. The minute I take this, I was excited for it to wear off. Yeah, I don't even know, dude. Got really under my skin. That's what got me thinking about this whole topic, and that's a more clear cut example. You get so many like other examples which actually make more sense than my stupid example. But like so my cousin, we did MDMA at this music festival called Riz, and one of the things my cousin kept on saying was that like that was the real him when he took it. And I'm not making fun of him or anything. I'm just saying like that's the kind of realization he had while taking it. That is who he He was like, this is who I could potentially be if everything went my way. And you know, on MDMA I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, it's so true. Like, this is awesome. This is crazy. But you know, I don't know if I feel like that, but I definitely know where he's coming from though. Because if you've ever done MDMA, it's fucking cool. Ecstasy and MDMA, pretty much the same thing, but they are very cool. Yeah, so you thought that was the real him. And that is like another time when I'm like, are you the real you when you're on those drugs? Like, are you? Like, is that the real you? He said it was. I'm inclined to believe it was. But like, is that the real him when he's on that? Because he was really cool. And I think the whole time I was on it, everything was really cool. Everybody was really cool. Yeah. And there was some like Weinberg guys that I was just chilling with them. Fucking awesome. Everything was awesome. It was like that Lego song. I don't want to play it because I'll get copyright striked. But like everything was just so pristine and just awesome. And yeah. Okay, anyways, I'll stop rambling about that. It was definitely one of those mind-boggling experiences. But for that, it's like I would gladly do it again. But I also don't think that's the real me. If that makes sense. Like I don't think I was a different person under that. And I think that's exactly what my cousin meant. Like, he wasn't a different person. He was just the same. But he was, like, living to his full potential. And maybe that's still like, an extreme example, I think. Like, Ritalin and MDMA are still extreme examples. I've done all sorts of other stuff. In terms of legal drugs. Like, Concerta, MDMA, Adderall. Adderall's fucking awesome, though. But nothing quite compares to what Ritalin did. Like a lot of people are like on antidepressants. No, I've never taken antidepressants in my life, so I don't know what they do. And I could Google it, but I wouldn't be able to comprehend it because it's something that I've never experienced. So I could spend a day telling you what ecstasy is like. I would not be able to do the same for like meth. Like, I could say it makes you feel really good, but I've never taken it, so. Or cocaine or anything. Or any like super hard drug. I've never done that, so. So like antidepressants, and I know a lot of people on it. Like a lot. I'd probably say like 10 to 15 of my friends are on antidepressants. That I know personally. And it's really fucking hectic. It makes me think like. This is what really got me thinking about this topic. It makes me think like, what causes you to be depressed? And then they might say something like, the situation in South Africa, which is really dire, by the way, if you didn't know. Really shit. And I'll be like, well, if you weren't in South Africa, do you think you still would be depressed? Like, is that the cause of your depression? And that's something that people can't answer. And of course they can't. It's a question, it's not a, I wouldn't say it's a rhetorical question, because the answer isn't obvious. But it's something that you just wouldn't know. So, because you wouldn't know that, you wouldn't actually know if it's the real you on the antidepressants, or if the real you is just depressed. And I think that depression is something that's like, it's hard to diagnose. Like you either are or you aren't. But some people just won't ever know. And that's the real problem. Like, it's really, really weird. If you are depressed, you should take antidepressants though. Fucking do it, dude. Because I think it does wonders for people who are. But yeah. You know, I was talking to a friend and I was like, talking to him about stuff, and he was like, Donald Trump just makes me sad. Like, Donald Trump, the American president. And he's not, the guy that's talking to you is not, he doesn't take antidepressants or anything. But I'm wondering, like, would he be just as sad as he were if Donald Trump didn't exist? And if he were depressed, would it be the same? Because, like, depression is not, it's not something, you don't, like, you can't be like, oh, fuck, my candle went out. My candlelight went out, it extinguished. And then be depressed from that moment on. It's not like a, it's a slow, gradual thing. Like, a whole lot of things have to happen because it's something in your brain. Like, it's a physical, depression is a physical thing. Which is really weird, but it is. You can't cut it out though. but it's a physical thing that affects like the chemicals in your brain. That's not normal sadness. Like sadness is a lack of the chemical. It's like if you don't have enough dopamine, for example, you know? It's just one of those things that I just like really have no idea about, and it just always makes me wonder. Like, and I've never never thought to stuff like on LSD or something, like take LSD, and I'm never like, oh, this is the real me. Fucking seen leprechauns flying around. I'm never like, this is real. Yeah. You know, it's just certain circumstances. At what point are you not who you're supposed to be? And that is like another thing, is that like you're kind of who your friends are. Your friends shape who you are a lot. It's like another huge fucking But yeah, anyways, hope you all have an amazing day. I'll check you all around. I'm gonna try to do this like once a week. I think we have like 7 subscribers now, so 7. But on the main channel we have 1,000 and something. So yeah. But I'm happy with 2 channels. Anyways, see ya.